Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Star Trek Online. We are continuing once more with my Where I Play Star Trek series. I'm your host, Bull, and today we're going to be doing Secret Orders, the next in our storyline quests. So we had to go to the Briar Patch. Captain, Starfleet Intelligence has learned more about Ambassador Bavat and the secret organization of which he claims to be a member. Marta, the woman Starfleet rescued from the Treasure Trading Station, claims the Klingons have a secret base in the Hiromi cluster that they are using as a staging area for an attack on the Federation. I have been authorized to provide you with the coordinates of the Klingons' base. Proceed to the Briar Patch and find out what the Klingons are hiding. If there are any weapons there, you are to deactivate or destroy them. So I have to go to here and destroy any weapons I find, and I will get some Mark IV energy, or Mark IV energy dampening armor, and my choice of some consoles. Sweet. Alright, so I am at the Briar Patch, so I am going to go ahead and enter. Now, if I remember right, this quest is a giant pain in the butt. And yes, this is the one I was thinking of. Long-range sensors are picking up several Klingon battle groups. They appear to be placing self-replicating disruptor cannon turrets throughout this region of space. If we don't take out those cannons now, this entire asteroid belt will be bristling with Klingon defenses. However, the gas can be used as a weapon. Captain, do you remember the Riker maneuver? From one of the episodes of Next Generation. If we detonate the pockets of gas when the Klingons are close to them, they'll do a lot of our work for us. Destroy the Klingon disruptor turrets. Alright, you'll see here that there are these pockets of things called Metreon Gas. And if you shoot them, they explode and do all kinds of damage to anything within, I think, 3 or 4 kilometers. It's relatively close range. And frankly, it's a really good idea to blow up these things when you can. However, the problem is that these things, basically, they replicate, they reappear. Also, because this is a nebula, I cannot use impulse power here. So, we have to go into here somewhere. We're going to continue this way. You got to be real careful if you're using area effect stuff, especially if you use something along the lines of fire at will, which will fire in random directions at any target available. The reason being that, like I said, these gas clouds will occasionally just reappear in this nebula, and sometimes they'll reappear right next to you. And so if you're using something like fire at will or whatever, you run the risk of shooting one of those clouds when it's right next to you, and it will rip the heck out of your ship. These things are not nice. Alright, we're going to broadside this guy for a bit. Alright, now you can see that he's actually done some damage to my shields here, which is pretty impressive. So I'm actually going to show you a new power, Reverse Shield Polarity. Reverse Shield Polarity, as I take damage, some of that damage gets converted to my shield. So you see I'm getting hammered on, but it's not doing anything to me at the moment because, well, I'm actually absorbing the damage. Or at least the shield damage. Hull damage still goes through. Now, you also may notice, if you were watching the previous videos closely enough, that I actually have a different bridge officer slotted this time. I went ahead and slotted that alien that I got, that I made to make a member of Roger's race. Bufabe. And you'll see her on my status sheet here. Bufabe. She is also a science, so I actually replaced Ozraz with her. And she actually starts off with a skill called Science Team, which I actually really like. Science team does either to yourself or to a friend a shield regeneration, a heal. So science team will do a shield heal to you or a friendly target, and it'll do a heal to all shield facing, which is really handy. All right, there's one of our turrets over there. So we're going to make our way. But before we get too close, we're going to blow up that Metreon gas. Yee. Stop blowing up. Okay. There we go. I need to fix that. My powers are a little screwed up. I had never got around, after I got the new ship, I never got around to putting up a new, or redoing my power bar. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Be right back. Okay, that's a little better. Alright, now we are looking for the other turret. I'm going to check over in this area here because I haven't done that yet. So hold on. I'm going to go ahead and pause while I fly through this because this is probably kind of boring watching me just fly back and forth. Okay, and I got ambushed while I was flying around by a Katinga battlecruiser. So we got to fight this thing off. I tried doing a Riker maneuver on it, but it did not work. A severe severing. I've taken 25,000 disruptor damage. Fun. Alright, and you'll see I've taken a decent amount of shield damage to facing. So I'm going to go ahead and use Science Team. And you'll say, boom, I get some shields back all over the place. Fairly handy. And he's trying to flank me. So we're going to come back around this way. We'll go ahead and use reverse shield polarity because I am taking damage. I'm going to actually move too because I need to maneuver a little bit better than I am. Oh, come on, don't. There. A little bit of damage. Just trying to get those torpedoes in there before you maneuver it out of my way. Speaking of shield damage, let's get me some healing. Let's go ahead and grapple this guy too. So I've got the grappler. This guy's taking some damage. It's impressive. Katinga's a tough ship. Again, it's another cruiser class on the Klingon side, so it's built to be tough. Alright, but I've almost got him. Although he maneuvered out so that I'm getting most of his shields, fresher shields again. down already. There we go. All right. Oh, where am I? Okay, I'm going the wrong way. I got turned around during that fight. That's the one other problem with the fights is it's real easy to get turned around, and sometimes it's really tough to tell where you're going. But I am heading this way. On my mini-map, I'm kind of going northeast. Oh, there's one of my problems. Remember how I mentioned last video how sometimes I will go full power to engines and then forget to switch back over to weapons? Yeah, that's what I did. So that's why I was doing such minuscule damage, is because my powers were at like 1/3. My weapons were at 1/3 power. Yeah, smart, I know. Alright. And, well, we got Metreon Gas all over the place, but I'm going to largely ignore it because, well, whatever. And hopefully we'll find some weapon emplacements up here. Actually, let's get this Metreon Gas, because I'm going to be flying basically right through that, and that's a little dangerous. Oh, there it is. There's the cannon I was looking for. If you can stop far enough out, you can actually outrange most turrets. Most of these little drop turrets that you can get. As I'm currently doing. Because I think they end up having about an 8-kilometer range, and most ship weapons have a... Most basic ship weapons, at least, have a 10-kilometer. So sometimes if you stay maximum range, you can actually do a little bit more. Unfortunately, you do a little less damage at maximum range, but, you know, it's a sacrifice. Alright. And you can see I managed to do quite a bit of damage to this raptor. Or at least a decent chunk of raptor. Oh, by the way, remember, put yourself on full power to weapons. Right. There we go. Much better. I actually feel like I'm doing damage to this thing now. Granted, the raptor's not quite as tough as a Katinga, but still. Of course, I'm still taking a decent amount of damage. There we go. Ha! And that'll destroy it. And we will pick up some loot. And we will move in a little bit further. Alright. Let's take out these cannons. Yeah, fortunately, the Klingons aren't generally smart enough to use the Nebula and the Metreon Gas against me. Ah, okay. See, this is actually a beam turret, or a disruptor beam, and that's actually got better range than the other one did. Because you can see this one can actually hit me. So I guess some of the turrets have different ranges. I wasn't sure. So, you know. Alright. Oh. There we go. The little base was in the way. I couldn't actually shoot at this one. Woo! I'm firing through some Metreon Gas, which is really dangerous. Fortunately, I actually have to be targeting that for it to actually well, target it. Despite the fact that since I'm surrounded by a gas cloud now, theoretically my phaser is just firing from within it should do it. Alright, so I'm going to beam to the station. And you'll see I also added Buffet to my away team too, so. We'll have 2 members of my race, which I still haven't figured out what my race is. If anybody has any suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments or, whatever. Got an interesting story, interesting idea for an alien race that Roger and Buffet could come from. Hey, let me know. Alright, so we got Klingons, and we're on a Klingon station. So let's see what kind of damage we can do here. We have to rescue captive scientists. Well, there's one of them. Talk to scientist. Oh, there's one scientist rescued. What do you know about the weapons? They've been forcing us to assign weapons. They want improved disruptors and torpedoes for their ships, but some of their demands have been very specific. They want a weapon that can punch through solid neutronium, which is impossible, and they keep talking about torpedoes with payloads big enough to destroy a small planet. There are prototypes of some of the new weapons in the laboratory here. If I were you, I'd destroy them. No one needs that kind of destructive power. Alright, so we've got the scientist safe. Now we have to download some data, which we'll probably have to do from another room. We have to loot this crate over here because it's an MMO and that's what we do. We loot things. We're a very tall race, aren't we? Alright. So on we go. Onward, upward, to infinity and beyond. Oh no, that's those other guys. Alright, Targ Handler, we're going to start with him, but we'll drop some Chronoton mines. Because, depending. There we go. Oh, no. Targets didn't really take any damage. Oh well. I tried. And apparently I'm trying to revive the dead Klingon now. It's going to get ugly real fast. Oh, that's a science kit, darn. I could use a good engineering kit. Ooh, personal shields Mark III. I'm going to go ahead and equip those because they're a nice upgrade, I think. Yep, 142.9 maximum shields. Doesn't reduce disruptor damage as much, but that's okay. And then we'll give Buffet this green. Yeah, unfortunately, despite being science, I can't give this to Buffet because even though she's a science officer, kits are only for player characters. You can't do any. You can't equip them on bridge officers. Alright, well, we need to destroy 4 experimental weapons. Well, here's one. It's a big missile-looking thing. Alright, we got 2 target handlers in this group. There we go. I'm just going to stand there and eat that grenade, because, you know, why not? Plant a spatial charge. Alright, down I go. I'm going to try calling for help, and Thorol's going to come over and try to res me. Thank you, Thorol. You keep this up, you just might make captain someday. All you gotta do is fight some Borg, and then I have to die. So let's make sure that that's a long ways off, huh? Alright. There's some Klingons up there still. But we're gonna finish clearing this out. What do we got? Warrior and a Beck. Beck is like a lieutenant or something like that, I think. I'm not sure. Sword Master, there's one of those melee types. Or tries to do melee. He's just going to get gunned down like a dog. Like a Klingon dog. Would that be like a Targ? They're kind of Klingon dogs. Big pig dogs. I don't know. Alright, so we need to download these computers over here. But of course, there are Klingons in the way. I really like the fact that there is a melee attack even with your gun. So, like, I can do that, clock them with the gun. Unfortunately, it's a relatively slow attack, and it doesn't interrupt any other attacks you might be in the middle of. So, unfortunately, all it really tends to do is, well, not much, unless you're fighting a really tough enemy. Even then. Alright, defend the computer core. Ooh. Alright. Oof. Oh, there's the Targ handler. It's a crate I missed. We're going to loot that because timer's almost up. I don't think we're going to get another spawn. Maybe. Nope. Alright, now we need to escape the weapons lab because it has been booby-trapped and it's about to explode. So, we have to head to the door, and the door is now closed. Oh no! Oh, I'm going to have to blast the doors down. And we apparently have some suicidal Klingons. Oh, there we go, it worked. Nice thing about the melee hit is it does often do a knockback type thing, except to some of the tougher enemies. But most of the time when I try to use, by the time I'm trying to use it, the enemy's already mostly dead, or is dead. So I end up swinging ineffectually, or they've run off. So, the doors are locked, this place is about to blow, and yet there's a whole mess of Klingons just hanging around. I guess for them, today really is a good day to die. I've never quite understood Klingons. In theory, I like some of their ideas. The whole honor thing is cool, but they just always seem a little self-destructive in the end. Alright. One more, maybe, hopefully. Oh, no, some more. Got a Swordmaster up there. Yep, all these landmines, none of them are worth a damn. Oh, we got one more dart to knock down. Alright, I can't target this door, and it doesn't really seem to have an exit on the mini-map anyways. So I'm guessing I'm out, but I probably have to be out of red alert. Ah, and there's Bufabe. Alright, Captain, we're out of range of the base's transport inhibitors. We should be able to beam up from here. Are you ready to beam up? Sure, let's return to ship. Alright, and since we're not just leaving the system or whatever, that means there's a chance we maybe stop the Klingon ships before they can escape with the experimental weapon. Alright. So we need to get some speed. Because we got to catch up with this Katinga battlecruiser. Which is just nice and annoying. But fortunately, they're heading right into this pocket of Metreon gas. If I can get a little bit closer, maybe, just maybe, no, or maybe not. Now, fortunately, they turned around to fight me, so that'll help. Let's get my weapons, full-powered weapons. There we go. We got him. And apparently we're scanning something. No, we're just going to quit, take all. Alright, excellent work, Captain Roger. Depart system. Yay, we departed system. Alright. I'm going to show you something real quick. Well, let's go ahead and clear this out, get our reward. So we're going to get some armor, and we get one choice. Well, what do we got? I have got this tactical phaser relay, which gives me plus 3.8 phaser damage. There's also this tactical directed energy manifold. What this is this is actually similar to the to this console, the relay, the phaser relay, except for this, the phaser relay only affects phasers. The energy distribution manifold affects any energy weapon. So generally speaking, it's going to be a lower bonus damage bonus than the phaser relay would be if it was the same. So if I had a green Mark IV phaser relay, it would be a higher percentage bonus because it's very specific. The general one's got a lower bonus, but since it's a higher level, I'm going to go ahead and take it because it's going to give me some extra damage. Alright, Task Force Hippocrates. There are more reports than usual about Gorn activity, Klingon and Gorn attacks in the border of Federation space. So I got to go check that out. And that's a chance for more armor. Alright. So yay, and I hit level 12, which is going to give me Brace for Impact. I got a new skill. Brace for Impact's actually pretty cool. Brace for Impact gives me kinetic and crew resistance for 15 seconds. Really handy when you see like a volley of torpedoes coming at you from an enemy ship, or if you know you're about to take a whole bunch of damage all at once. It's a good one to pop because it'll help you survive that a little bit better. Alright, one other thing I'm going to show you real quick is this was a... I didn't really talk about it when I took it. Or no. Wait. Sorry, let me see. There we go. Resettle colonists. Alright. For when you're doing duty officer missions, if you watch the duty officer tutorial I gave, one of the things I talked about was the unexplored regions where you can do colony missions. Arcunis Arm is one of those. So I'm actually going to, well, I don't have them yet, so I can't do it. But I'm going to go ahead and slot up for that mission. Because what this mission is going to do is this is going to give me 5 special duty officers, but it's 5 colonists specifically. Because the Arcunis Arm, and there's a whole bunch of other ones, these colonization missions are actually a chain. There's 7 in the chain. Several steps in that chain require you to deliver colonists to the, well, these colonies that you're setting up in these these areas. And I think you need something like 2, 3, and 4, or like 3, 4, and 5 colonists. Something like that. You end up needing like 11 or 12 colonists per zone. So those colonists are really useful to have. You can carry up to 20 colonists at a time. Now the other thing is there is also a, if you don't have a specific use for colonists right away, if I open the right window here, I can maybe, let me see if this one's up. Yes, relocate colonists to Federation borders. So if you don't have any specific use for colonists, or you're full up, say I've got 20 colonists, and I wanted to take that mission to get 5 colonists, I could also use this one. This one's basically you're just working as a passenger ship. But it gives you a bunch of duty officer XP, and it gives you 500 dilithium, which is really useful. So I've gone ahead and slotted that, and I just wanted to mention that before I forgot about it. So okay, that's it for tonight. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you had a good time, and when we come back next time, we'll do Task Force Hippocrates. Have a good one.